Well, it's been an interesting year. I think last week was an example of the year we had, one night where we beat the best team in the conference, and then we turn around and lose to the worst team in the conference, and that's just kind of the way it's been all year. But regardless of that, I've been coaching for a really long time. I know it doesn't look like it, but I've been doing this for a long time, and I haven't ever had a team that gets along as well off the court as this team. Their chemistry is just great. They genuinely want to be together, and they like each other. And so, that really, I don't know if that matters that much when you're winning, but it matters a lot when you're losing. And so we just kept plugging away. And really, too, honestly, I think a big part, too, is they don't want to go home. Allen is a really fun town, and we got lots of stuff to do, and now we got a couple more days to do it in. So, again, I've been coaching a long time. I don't care what the motivation is. If that's what it takes to motivate them to make the big plays, then we'll take it. So I'm just really proud of them, and they deserve it.
Talk about just the way you guys played them on the inside with the big girl inside, and you didn't back out.
Well, I might be wrong, and I hope not taking anything away from Paige, because everybody knows how I feel about her low post defense. She's by far the best low post defender I've ever coached, and I'm trying to take some credit for her being that way, but she just is. But I'm going to have to say I think Kara came in and stopped number 30 in the second half. So I'm going to have to give all the credit to Kara there for playing great defense on number 30, because she's a great player.
Coach, you mentioned to us during the week that you would try some different things, put different people down on the block to get Deanna out some. In the second half, it seemed like she was out on the wing more and only scored 4 points. Can you talk about the game plan kind of working?
Well, and we did kind of tweak our offense a little bit, and we worked on Morgan and Leah playing the post a little more. But honestly, the one time that we actually did that, and I turned around to Morgan on the bench. I said, "Great, 30's guarding Leah," and we still went into Leah, and she scored, and maybe we got a 3-point play. Yeah, so it was good coaching.
You also mentioned you wanted Paige to be aggressive and go at Deanna to try and get her in foul trouble. Paige went at her and scored some points, didn't get her in foul trouble. How did you see that matchup play out when they were matched up?
Well, they're both great post players. I mean, Paige is a great post player too, and we don't care one little bit, or Paige doesn't care at all how many points she scored, as long as at the end we have more points than they do. But I do think Paige was aggressive going up against her, and I thought everybody else was too. And when we did some shot fakes, and we did work on those in practice. I'm not sure they were ever successful, but I did think they tried to attempt to take some shot fakes. But I thought our guards did a really good job of attacking and penetrating and not being scared. You can't play scared, and I didn't think we played scared at all.
Paige, talk about after the loss to Commerce last week, coming into this tournament. You've been around this for a while now, 4 years, and just the attitude of this team coming to Allen after that loss.
Yeah, it was definitely a downer, whenever we dropped that game, but we just stayed. I mean, we know that we're capable of beating any team in the conference, and we proved that to everybody. So we just had to keep our heads on straight and really come into this game focused and do the things that we know how to do and play basketball, and just like she said, don't play timid. Just play the game like we know how, and just really play aggressive and with heart, and that's what we did.
Can we talk about Isabel had 5 blocks in the game? What it's like when someone's down there rejecting that many shots, but no, you have to keep going at her to go for the next possession.
I mean, I've always been the one to kind of get my head down whenever that continually keeps happening, but I've learned not to do that anymore. You just got to keep going at her and try new things, and we did that whenever we went out there, and just we were really aggressive whenever we took it to her. So.
We talked a lot about Isabel being able to block shots, but Haley, will you talk about your big block in the final seconds of the game?
Well, I am taking credit for Haley Oliver's defensive prowess. Please ask me a question about that later.
Well, there was only like 10 seconds left in the game, and they gave it to their best 3-point shooter, so I was just assuming she was going to shoot it, and I just kind of, jumped up and got it. And I thought I was going to get a layup, and I started sprinting down there, but she caught me, so I had to shoot my free throws.
You don't show, I don't know, this is not a good thing or bad thing, you don't show a ton of emotion on the court when you play, but after that, probably the biggest smile I've seen you all.
I really do try not to play with too much emotion. I'm a blank person as it is. I don't show much emotion on my face as it is, and it just gets worse on the court. After that, I knew that we had it, and we were going to get it. And then I decided I could start celebrating already.
And while we're talking about Haley being a freshman, Coach, can you talk about another freshman, Cassie Seagal's game today? She had some really big baskets for her.
You know, Cassie, I just loved her from the get-go. And, you know, there's always that one on the team that you can yell at and they don't fall apart. And unfortunately for Cassie, since she's just a freshman, it seems to be Cassie because she's a tough kid. You know, she's a coach's kid, and so she's used to that. And you know, she's smart. You know, she looks like she couldn't do a thing out there. You know, she's weak in the weight room. You know, I mean, but she is mentally tough. She's a confident young lady, and she's just going to keep getting better. And I was, you know, I mean, I haven't had any hesitation from the beginning of the year about putting Cassie out in the game. Same thing with Haley. You know, I knew they were going to just continue to get better, but you know, they're both players that are really going to improve over the next 3 years, and it was just real exciting to watch them play like that tonight, but not surprising.
You wanted someone to ask you about Haley's defense.
Yeah. But she can block shots. So I guess she is a good shot blocker. She is a good shot blocker, but defense is not really her forte. She played good defense tonight, though. It's really, though, in all seriousness, it has improved 150%, or we wouldn't be sitting here. I mean, we wouldn't have made it to the conference tournament because we have to have her out on the floor because she's such a great offensive player, and we need her rebounding and defense. And we had to beg, plead, steal, and borrow to get her to do it. But when she started doing it, I mean, it made all the difference. So, you know, we wouldn't be here probably maybe without that block shot, but we wouldn't be here in general if she really hadn't committed to becoming a better defender. All jokingly aside, but she still has a long ways to go.
Paige, this is your last chance to be at the Lone Star Conference tournament. You hadn't won a game in it yet. How much did it mean to you to get this win tonight?
It means so much. It's very exciting, you know, considering this, you know, we haven't been past the first game since I've been here. So I knew that this team had all the qualities, though, and I believe in my teammates and myself and my coaches 100%, and I knew that we could get it done, and it feels great.